Let's figure this out with President Trump's nominee for U.S. Ambassador to Israel. He's the one and only Governor Mike Huckabee. Governor, it's always wonderful to see you. What's your take on this? You know, the White House responded with their own fight video saying American voters already chose their fighters in November. You happen to be one of them. What'd you make of the Democrats' disaster week?
Honestly, it was like watching outtakes of Jane Fonda's workout video from the 80s. I've not seen anything that bizarre, I can't think, in decades. And then when the Congresswoman goes out and says, "We don't just hold the bag, I am the bag," I thought, did she really just say that?
Right.
I mean, it just can't get worse. And we watch this on the Republican side and look at it and say, why are they helping us so much? Do they want us to keep winning? Because, my gosh, I can't think of anything they could do that would make it easier for people to say, I'm done with the Democrats, I'm joining the Trump train, and I think that's what's happening across America. People were outraged by what happened at the president's speech, when the Democrats couldn't even applaud for children who have overcome cancer, or a kid getting appointed to West Point. That was bad enough. And then they put out these videos that just make them look like they've lost their ever-loving minds. Keep it up, Democrats. We'd like to stay the majority party and build on the base we have.
Here, Governor, what do you make of this story? The Trump White House today cut off $400 million in federal funding to Columbia University, saying it broke federal anti-discrimination laws and did not stop anti-Semitic threats on campus after Hamas's 10/7 terror attack in Israel. They're also moving to cancel foreign nationals' visas, anybody who supports Hamas or other terror groups. The State Department's doing that. What do you make of all this?
Bravo. Thank you, President Trump, for finally stepping up and recognizing that it is ridiculous for parents, particularly parents of Jewish students, to pay the kind of money it takes to go to Columbia and then have their children unable to get to class or being fear for their lives because you've got these anarchists who parade around in their little mask and pretend that they're somehow protesting something when they have no idea what they're even talking about. When they get out there and scream from the river to the sea, they probably couldn't name you the river or the sea they're even referencing. They have no idea what life is like in Israel, and it's just embarrassing. But the real embarrassment is that Columbia University didn't take the kind of strong action and expel these students, have some of them arrested when they destroy property and break into buildings, and deport those who are here who ought to be grateful for the chance to study in America. I just say thank you, President Trump, for speaking out and standing up and doing what I think 90% of Americans would like to see done on these elite college campuses.
And there could be more funds pulled from other schools, right, sir? Is that right?
Absolutely. Oh, I think they will be. And if this isn't a clear message to some of these other, I would call them nose up in the air, snotty schools, they need to get their act together and start being an educational institution instead of a playground for a bunch of uneducated idiots who pretend that they're smarter than the rest of us.
Governor Huckabee.
Other than that, I don't have much to say.
Yeah, you don't have much to say. We heard that. Governor Huckabee, you're wonderful. That was good. Good stuff, Governor. It's good to see you again.